Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you 25 untapped, low competition micro SaaS products that you can go ahead and build today. Everybody wants the dream of financial freedom, but it's never become more real for SaaS developers. So let's go ahead and get started so you can go ahead and get working on one of these 25 different micro SaaS ideas and you could go make that money. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first app is an Etsy keyword finder tool. There's not a lot of keyword tools out there for Etsy. There's a few. One of them is called Allura. Another one is called Sales Samurai. But to be honest, they kind of have a small market, a small competition. You can go ahead and create an Etsy keyword tool. It will do phenomenal for you. Obviously, you're going to have to do a little bit of marketing, but Etsy is one of the different marketplaces that you could create a tool for. All right, let's go ahead and jump on to the next one, a Fiverr review club with built-in chat. So everybody knows that in order to make money on Fiverr.com, you have to have good reviews on your profile. And there's too many profiles that currently exist on Fiverr that essentially just swarm the marketplace. So if you were to go ahead and create a listing on Fiverr today, you're probably going to have competition. You're probably not going to get seen. And let's face it, you're probably not going to get hired on Fiverr. But if you create an app that is effectively a review club where people can chat with each other internally in your app, agree to buy each other's services, and they buy each other's services, and then they get a review from those services from each other, and they agree to review each other's services, that is an app that you could build that could make you a tremendous amount of money because it's really a need and it's a business. So this is a B2B concept. And people who sell on Fiverr probably have money to spend in terms of advertisements, or not really ads, but reviews. And you could think of this as an ad spend kind of category, right? They're paying for reviews, which allows them to get seen by more people, and then they can make more money long term. So that's a really, really good idea. In fact, I might actually do that idea myself. All right, let's go ahead and continue. The next one is a Kindle Direct Publishing crowd sharing purchase group. So what does that mean? There's a lot of people out there who want to get more reviews on their Kindle ebooks, right? So they write books on Kindle. They want to get more reviews. Very similar to Fiverr, you can build in a group chat kind of thing in your application and have a communication phase between two people where they can agree to purchase each other's books and review them at a high rate, like a 5-star review, for example. And then based on that 5-star review, they'll rank higher in the Amazon search, which gives them, like I said, more customers down the road, people buying their books. One of the most important things for people who write Kindle ebooks is to get reviews on their ebooks, right? That's what they want. But ebook reviews don't come easy because first you have to get somebody to buy your book. And people usually don't buy unless they know that the ebook is good or the book is good. But, for new authors, that's kind of hard to come across. So this would help a lot of Kindle Direct Publishing people a lot. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Glimpse/Google Trends Alternative. If you're familiar with Google Trends, there's an app called Glimpse. It's very, very, very good. And it's an alternative to the current Google Trends. Now, here's the thing. The way it works is it bases off of Google Trends. And like I said, it's really good. It's, very intuitive, very smart, and really gives you a lot of in-depth information, more insights than Google Trends would. So if you can create a tool that's an alternative to Glimpse, you can do great. The reason why I say an alternative is because there really isn't that many alternatives out there, and it's not that hard to create if you really, really break it down. I mean, you're just going to have to build a custom API probably, and you'll probably get some proxies in there and make it work, but cheaper than Glimpse. I don't know how much Glimpse is. I think it's like $50 a month. I could be wrong, but sometimes that could be a little expensive for people that want to utilize it. And it will provide people with amazing keywords and their trends, and it'll just take up that data from Google and kind of, bring, I guess you could say, regurgitate it in its own kind of way. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. An Instagram feed embedder into websites. So there's a lot of people who build websites, but they want to embed their Instagram feed. There's an app, I believe, called Elfsight where it has a bunch of like built-in apps that you can search, and one of those apps are an Instagram feed embedder. But the only thing is some people have some trouble embedding their Instagram feeds because, number one, it costs a lot of money for Elf's site, and on top of that, they have to get like a special key, like a special API key. They get that API key and then it works. So something you could do that makes things a little bit easier is you can set up an internal server of some sort that will scrape, the data that it finds on Instagram when somebody types in a username. So just based off the username, it will collect the data, and then it will create a script for that person. That person will copy the script, paste it into their website, and then you have an embeddable section on your website that would effectively be like an Instagram feed. That's essentially what it is. Okay, but it will have to obviously take the images, kind of convert them, through an API call, because if you make it in such a way that it just literally takes the Instagram data will probably be hidden because, without logging into Instagram, you won't see that information. All right. Next one. Okay. YouTube embed feed application. So this is the same concept as Instagram, but just for YouTube. Really, really simple. There's not really much to it. If you're a website owner and you happen to have a YouTube channel and you want to embed your feed there on your website, you can do that with an application like that. All right, next idea, an AI agent for Gumroad. So Gumroad.com is a place where a lot of digital products sell. So things like ebooks, things like, images of different art, things like that. So what you can do is you can create an AI agent that would automatically create an ebook for you, write the ebook out, and then it will upload itself to Gumroad.com for a particular price that you would set. And you can set up this app and you can tap into, this. You can make money both ways. You could sell it as a SaaS, or you could even run it for yourself, right? Make money that way. Like just turn it on, write all kinds of different ebooks through the AI. Ideally, the AI would do everything itself. And then from there, it would just post or list different ebooks on Gumroad.com. And then you would make money that way. And people would find the ebooks eventually and buy them. So 2 ways to make money here. You could run it yourself, or you can put it out there as a SaaS, do the marketing, and then people can find your application, sign up to it, pay the subscription fee every month, and then it will do all that work for them. And it should be on autopilot, like publishing. Imagine publishing like 400 books a month or 600 books a month on Gumroad. You're going to get a lot of internet real estate, a lot of search engine presence, and you've got a lot of traffic. All right, next one. So create a YouTube recording studio application. So I thought about this one. If you guys are familiar with Iman Gadzhi, he has these really, really good video editors. If you have some decent skill when it comes to video editing, you can set up some sort of application that will automatically edit videos for you in the Iman Gadzhi style. There's a lot of YouTubers who really want their videos edited like Iman Gadzhi. If I had the choice, I would, especially if it was through like a SaaS. And I would definitely pay for an application like that, where you just literally upload your video and the video would be edited in an Iman Gadzhi style with all those animations and lightings and text and things like that. That would be really, really cool. Where it would not only save people a ton of money, but it would save people a ton of time, and they wouldn't have to, hire anybody or anything like that. Ideally, the AI application would do all the work. And I know it's possible. The solutions out there exist, right? We live in the age of AI now, so it is 100% possible. The next one is an AI Twitter poster application. So you can create an app where people will sign up through their Twitter, and it will automatically post different things to Twitter. That sounds like a great idea for me personally, because let's just say you want to grow your Twitter. Well, why would you want to grow your Twitter? Let's first talk about that. The first reason is because Twitter is where the money's at. I mean, a good example of this is look at Andrew Tate. Part of the reason why he became so famous is because of Twitter. His posts go viral. They're very polarizing. Pisses a lot of people off. But the posts are created, right? And then he's promoting his different products, like The Real World, for example. People buy his subscription, but initially they're seeing his Twitter posts, and they're polarizing. And some people like him, some people don't. But the people who like him, they just continue further. Nobody really buys a product from Andrew Tate unless they actually like his personality. Think about that. If you're an Andrew Tate hater, you're not buying any of his products. So part of the reason why you hate him is through Twitter, and part of the reason why you like him is through Twitter. That's where his personality is pretty much revealed. So you can create a AI Twitter poster. It will automatically create posts for you through AI, and it will be quite impactful, make you a lot of money. All right, next, SoundCloud AI promotional tool using engagement metrics. So if you guys are familiar with SoundCloud, there's millions of different SoundCloud rappers, as I call them. Just, people trying to put their art on SoundCloud. And what you can do is you can create an engagement tool. So on SoundCloud, you can comment on other people's music. You can like other people's stuff. You can do all that kind of stuff. Well, when you do that stuff, people also look at your profile on SoundCloud. So you can create these engagement tactics on SoundCloud, like an AI tool that will do that for you, and it will comment on people's songs and this and that. And then it will get you attention because other people will start looking at your profile. And when that happens, you'll get more followers on SoundCloud, you get more listeners, and at the end of the day, it helps your career as a musician. All right, so that's a next app. Okay, next one. Number 11, custom Shopify theme app builder. So a lot of people like Shopify themes. If you're in the Shopify world, you create Shopify stores. A good theme is worth its weight in gold. And there's not a lot out there, just to be honest. And the ones that are good are severely overpriced. So if you imagine an app that helps you build your own custom Shopify theme, that would be a killer. And I actually would pay for that, by the way. So if anybody has that, I'll pay for it. But yeah, that's another example. And it's relatively easy to build. Shopify themes are now, I'm pretty sure, built off JSON content. But yeah, pretty easy. Next one. Okay. A web page builder that uses Vertex AI for authors to create sales pages for books. So once again, there's a lot of authors out there that are unnoticed and unknown. Part of the reason is because they don't have their own website. Websites can do a lot of marketing for you, whether it's SEO or whether it's just sending people somewhere so they can learn more about you. But if you create an app, right, that is solely responsible for being a web page builder, so it will build a web page, like a landing page, but it could use Vertex AI. Vertex AI is probably the best for that, just because it works very well in series thought processes. And it will create a landing page for that specific author. The author would ideally put in some information, for the landing page data. So they'll put in like the title of their book. They'll put in, maybe a couple of reviews or something, what the book is about, summary, whatever. And then the AI will take care of the rest. It'll create the entire landing page. The author will put in like where to buy it, something like that, like an Amazon link or whatever. And that would be the web page for it. And it should have some SEO implementation in it, but overall pretty good, right? Next one. Okay, a Chrome extension that rivals Grammarly.com. The main complaint that people have about Grammarly is that it's just too expensive. Grammarly is a phenomenal grammar writing tool. I use it all the time. People know when I write, I'm dyslexic, so I can't spell, I can't read, I can't do anything. But Grammarly is good, it just costs too much. So if you can create a tool that can compete with Grammarly, then you're in good shape. All right, let's go to the next one, number 14. Okay, create an SEO analyst application that analyzes metrics like keyword density, SEO optimization, marked requirements, and other SEO. So here's the thing. There's a lot of SEO tools out there. I think they're just marketed poorly. So if you have good marketing skills, you can create like a new age SEO tool that will either write content for you or just fix the content that's written from an SEO standpoint. So literally fix your content. A lot of the times the different SEO tools, like I'll give you an example, like there's a tool called Yoast on WordPress, Yoast SEO. It really doesn't fix stuff for you. It just, has stuff written down, like it will have different suggestions, different fixes, things like that. But if you can, really do some damage in the industry, if there's something that's easier that exists for people, especially now in the AI age, people shouldn't have to go out there and do their own SEO. The software should do it for them. Okay? And I also would charge a premium for that, by the way, because if you hired an SEO, depending on your website, you can pay thousands of dollars sometimes per article or something like that. But, or, and if somebody's going to work on your website, you're going to need to hire them full time. You're going to have to pay them a lot. So a good SEO, once again, worth their weight in gold. But if you can build an application that will replace every single occupation that an SEO does, you're going to make money. Next one, an AI best friend. So I saw a movie about this, but there was like some lady that her husband passed away, and she downloaded essentially all his memories and sent it into this AI company, and the AI company built like a robot for her. But instead of building like a robot, what you could do is, if you really want to extend the app, you could either build it an app like an iPhone app, or you can build it with a device. The device could be like some sort of like speaker, Bluetooth object, where you communicate with the object, not with the application, and it will communicate like it's your friend. And you can program that person to be, that AI to be a friend with certain traits. So if you want a friend to be more harsh and more realistic with you, then you can do that. If you want your friend to be more kind and forgiving, you can do that. If you need your friend to be a genius on certain topics that will teach you information, you could do that. Like different, programmable and AI best friend. So that would be pretty cool. There's still, it's pretty easy to build, to be honest with you. And overall, I think it would have some demand, in that world. Let's go to the next one. An AI email marketing app that writes your email copy for you just by inputting the product you want to sell. So yeah, this one speaks for itself. Okay, there's a lot of AI email marketing apps, but if you can build one that will literally write email copy for you without even you creating an idea. So here's what I mean. Let's say you have a product called howtoloseweight.com. I don't know. And it's on this website. It costs $20 a month or $200 a year, whatever, right? Instead of you writing anything, you just simply put in the product, okay, into the email marketing system. And then the AI will literally create like an automation flow of like, let's say 200 emails as an example. And then what it will do is you will have no editing over. I mean, you could if you really wanted to edit the emails, but ideally the AI would do literally everything from the opt-in page to the email flow to literally everything. All you have to do is connect your domain to it. And that will be like a page that you collect emails in, and it will automatically send you emails. It will send emails out for you on your behalf. And if it needs to create new emails, it will create them, that whole entire thing. So honestly, it takes, a lot of people with email, they want to have a lot of control over email. But then you have other people that just like, hey, I just want somebody to do the job for me. So it's effectively the same thing as like hiring somebody to do your email work for you. And there isn't a current app that does that. Okay, there are some apps that are similar, but there's no app that actually does all of that automatically. Okay. Next one, an AI chess coach app. There's a lot of people that want to learn how to chess that don't know how to play chess. There's a lot of people that want to play chess with somebody who's a little bit more intelligent, or there's also people who want to be guided through kind of getting better and boosting up their score. So if you create an app, it could be on computer, it could be on phone, doesn't really matter, but coaches you through the thought process on every single play. You can implement all kinds of features to this. You can implement a voice feature, like a text to speech. You can implement a conversational feature. You can like ChatGPT, like voice version. You can implement a like a directional, like an arrow directional graphic animation. It will tell you what piece to move, what, where to put the piece in what position. It will give you your ELO score, things like that. Different, essentially is effectively what a chess coach would actually do for you. That would be pretty cool. All right, next one. Let's see here. A woodworking plan app builder. There is literally not a single one of these that I could find online. So if there's a lot of people who are woodworkers, and there is no AI tool out there that could create a woodworking plan for you. Now there are tools, for example, like a ChatGPT, that if you type in, "Hey, create me a woodworking plan of a table," it could do it and it could create a design, but the design is going to be weak as hell, raggedy as hell. You want to get one that's like a true woodworking plan. So what you would have to do in this case is you would have to like buy a book of like maybe 800 woodworking plans, and you would take pictures of every single one. You would give it to the AI as training data, because the AI really needs to understand how it's going to not only draw the woodworking plans, but it's going to have to understand, metrics like sizing, things like that. And then from there, the woodworking plan would come out in a way that it's drawn to perfection, but it also has measurements and things like that. So there's no other app like that currently, but you can go ahead and create that if you want. Next one. Okay, 3D printing file app builder. So similar to the woodworking plans, there are, if you guys are familiar with 3D printers, they use different files. I mean, I think like an ST file, STL file, I don't really know. But they have all kinds of different files that you can use. Imagine you create an app that will automatically create those files for you. So instead of you sitting down and coming up with an idea to create XYZ, you can use ChatGPT, for example, AI, DeepSeek, whatever AI you want to use, that it will literally create the files for you, the code for you. You take the code, you implement it into, some like CAD software, let's just say, and that will be the pre-made 3D printing file for you. And you just print it. You print it out. So those kind of files create 3D printed objects effectively. But if you can create something that will create those files for you accurately, it'll be pretty good. Currently, I don't think there are apps like this exist. I know that there's AI that can create files, but they just don't do a phenomenal job. Once again, AI training is quite important. So, but that's essentially what would happen. All right, next one. Okay. 20. On autopilot, an app that finds cheap designer clothing on eBay, relists it on eBay for a higher price. So this is like a cash cow app, right? So you could even use this for yourself before you even give it to anyone else, right? Basically, it'll log into your eBay account for you. It will buy like different designer clothes, whatever you set as like parameters. So Gucci, Louis Vuitton, whatever, you'd set the parameter, and it would purchase whatever it is. And maybe even send you like notifications on your phone to allow a certain purchase. Maybe that's, a better idea, because sometimes if your budget is tight, that might not be too good of an idea, but it would compare the price of each product to another, right? So a comparison ideally of all types of designer products, and have like a chart and see what's a fair price, what's not a fair price. And what it will do is it's ideally would locate the cheapest ones and then bid on them or purchase them, and then relist them with the same images, the same everything on that same account automatically for a higher price, so that you can take like some sort of margin. And ideally the user would set what kind of margin they want to use or what kind of margin they want to have, but it would set it in such a way that it doesn't slow down the sales process, because obviously if you charge too much for something on eBay, it'll probably sell slower. So things like that. Next thing. An automatic editing app that edits videos for you. So I said this before, even though I said this about Iman Gadzhi style. Maybe you don't like Iman Gadzhi style, maybe you like things to be edited like a cinematic style, whatever. An app that automatically edits videos for you. So in the Iman Gadzhi app, you would essentially download an edited version of the app. When I say edited version, I mean like a pre-cut. So take out all the cutscenes, all the things that don't need to be there. Then you upload that into the app. In this case, here you would download the cutscenes, you would download everything that you don't want, you upload it to the app, and then it will do the cutting for you and mash up together. That's essentially the idea of that app. Okay, next one for this micro SaaS. An app that automatically creates web page landing pages for real estate agents and scrapes their listings for them. So if you're a real estate agent, one of the things that kind of sucks is you have to kind of rely on the web page that your built-in company gives you, right? And sometimes they don't give you anything. It's just like your profile on Zillow. And sometimes that's not always the best. You can tell your clients, hey, go visit me on anthonywhatever.com. Like, let's say your name is Anthony, right? Anthony, the real estate agent. they could go straight to your website and they could see different listings. That would be pretty cool. But the way that it would be even cooler is every single real estate agent has like an ID. And what they could do is they could, type in that information to Zillow, and then what the app will do is scrape your specific information from Zillow, paste it onto your website automatically. So kind of like an embeddable feed, but a live feed. So you don't have to sit there and edit. Because what a lot of real estate agents that have websites, what they'll do is they'll literally copy and paste the pictures over from Zillow to their website, and then they'll type in the listing and make like a whole web page for it. But it's better if you have AI do that all for you. And honestly, I don't think you don't even need AI for that, but it's a good example. Next one. Okay, so this is one of my favorites. A Robinhood stock trading bot and dashboard that functions like a full platform. So here's the thing. If you go to robinhood.com, you can't actually, there's no API to trade stocks. It doesn't exist. There is supposedly an API on stock trading in Robinhood on GitHub, but to be honest, that seems kind of sketchy. Like, can you imagine if somebody had all their life savings in a Robinhood portfolio, then they're, logging into like a GitHub and stuff like that, like a GitHub script, kind of scary, okay? So if you can create something that natively interacts with Robinhood.com, that would be a different story, okay? Like, so imagine like a browser app that has Robinhood inside of it. You log in, right? And then the app kind of understands everything that's on the screen and literally starts trading stocks for you in real time. That would be cool. Now, you would obviously have to set your parameters, profit margins, all kinds of stuff, make sure the machine understands what button does what, things like that. But you can do that. Now, depending on how you want to program it, you might not necessarily need AI, but it could work and it would be a hit for sure. Next one. Okay, a mass Reddit account creator that is designed to upvote appealing opinions on any topic. So here's the thing, guys. People do this all the time. When they want to have a certain idea created or an idea subverted on Reddit, and this is like some spy stuff, but they do this anyway. If they want to control a narrative, what will happen is I don't want to say governments, but people in high places will have hundreds, thousands of accounts on Reddit creating certain things. Now, not just Reddit, there's other forum pages as well, but Reddit is the biggest one, so we'll talk about Reddit. And they'll write certain stuff. Now, a lot of this stuff is AI written. But what you could do, naturalizing the AI, giving it a certain type of tonality and things like that, it could mass create, hundreds and thousands of accounts. Imagine you go ahead and create 500 accounts on Reddit, right? You own those accounts. Now, you would obviously have to have 500 emails to go along with them, which is not as easy. Or you can have 500 Twilio phone number accounts, and they would log in through that. It wouldn't be cheap, but you can make it happen. And the way what would happen is they would essentially be, let's say, AI powered to read, understand certain questions or certain Reddit posts, and then post a comment that is undetectably, not AI. If you go on certain Reddit threads, you can kind of tell when a post is AI, right? It's AI made. But ideally, this app would work from sun up to sunset. I mean, it would work literally all day, no breaks, and it would just, implement your ideas. Like, let's say you want to inspire people to move to Bosnia. I don't know. They're going to go from every single Reddit thread to every single post, everything, whatever, with that kind of prompt in mind, and they're going to go ahead and do that. So, it's possible. AI is very, very powerful. It's just a matter of how you implement it. But that's an example. Now, obviously, the smart people, they're not going to do that for, influencing people's thoughts. They're going to do it to make money, and you can do that. Okay. Oh, man, I'm almost yawning here. I almost fell asleep. Last one. Okay, number 25. An app that provides all data an expat would be interested in before moving to any specific country. So there's an app that currently exists like this, but it's really weak, honestly. It gives you basics like temperature, weather, seasons, food costs, Wi-Fi costs, things like that. There's certain things a lot more that people want to know when they're moving to another country. They want to know about racism. They want to know about, what races are best accepted there. They want to know about dating. They want to know about a lot of different things, like cultural things. They want to know about these things. So imagine you created an app with all the different listed parameters for every single country to move to. Okay, and expats would pay, let's just say, $5 to $10 to discover these different places that best work for them. And the way it would ideally work is the expat would go in and type in, like, for example, what they're interested in. So not location based, but the lifestyle they want. Do they want to live on a beach? Do they want to live in the warmth? Do they want to experience 4 seasons a year? Do they want low tax? What do they want, right? You list things out. Do you want no racism? You list the things out, right? Because believe it or not, there's a lot of things that come into play. But you list them out, and then based on those metrics, the AI would kind of understand what they want and then provide them with results, recommendations, maybe other places they would want to check out, things like that. So it provides the downsides, the upsides, all those kind of things. And and from there, how to make money off of this would actually be 2 ways. You can make money by charging people, obviously, but the second way you can make money is there's a lot of people who work in those countries as lawyers, for residency permits, for example. You can contact those lawyers and say, hey, I'm offering you ad space on my application for people, for example, who want to move to, let's say, Albania. I have an app, and so for anybody who wants to or recommends Albania to move there, right, there would be a lawyer to contact in the application, right, like a pre-built lawyer. And you could also tap it into Airbnb. You can tap it into all kinds of things, because obviously the expat goes to that page, and they get recommended. Let's just use Albania as an example. If they get recommended to go to Albania to live there based on their settings, they're going to need Airbnbs. They're going to need a cell phone plan. They're going to need a lawyer. They're going to need all kinds of things. So you can recommend all those products to them. That's another way to bring in income from that. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, I think I broke it down pretty damn good, right? 25 of them. Show me some love. Give this video a like. Give this video a subscribe to the video. Maybe even give me a comment. If you have questions, put them down below, but I can always answer them. But more importantly, guys, it's a brand new YouTube channel here, new content. I'm new to this, so if you have requests, put them in the comments down below. But more importantly, please show me some love, all right? It doesn't cost you anything. Just thumbs up the video, subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.